Students, now we are taking the exercise question in the standard 12 chapter 1 electric charge and field. Now in the exercise first question is 1.1. What is the force between two charged sphere having charges of 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb respectively, placed 30 centimeter apart in the air? So here in this example we have to find out the electric force act between two charge. Another detail given right down here. Q1 2 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb, Q2 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. The distance between them is 30 centimeter and it is 0.3 meter, or we can write 3 into 10 raised to minus 1 meter. Here the proportionality constant K is given by 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton meter square or Coulomb square. So here we are using the Coulomb's law. F is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon D square. Coulomb's law. In this we are putting the value of the K, Q1, Q2 and D. 9 10 raised to 9, Q1 and Q2 2 10 raised to minus 7, 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 upon D square, that is 3 into 10 raised to minus 1 whole square. So here we get 9 into 2 into 3, 10 raised to 9 minus 7 upon 3 square, it is the 9, 10 raised to minus 1 square is 10 raised to minus 2. So here ultimately we are getting the answer 6 into 10 raised to 9 minus 14 plus 2. So here we get the answer 6 into 10 raised to 11 minus 14 minus 3 Newton. So the answer is 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 Newton. So here we have used the Coulomb's law in the first exercise question. The second question, the electric force on the small sphere of the charge 0.4 microcoulomb due to other small sphere of the charge minus 0.8 microcoulomb is 0.2 Newton. What is the distance between two sphere and what is the force act on the second sphere due to the first sphere? So in this example, first of all we are writing the detail. Here the force act is given by 0.2 Newton. Q1 is 0.4 microcoulomb, 0.4 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. Q2 is minus 0.8 microcoulomb. So here we are taking the value and 0.8 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. So here what is the distance between them? Again we are using this Coulomb's law in this equation. So by taking this Coulomb's law, we can write from the Coulomb's law we can write the D square is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon F. So now we are putting the value of the K, Q1, Q2 and F in this equation. K is given by 9 into 10 raised to 9, Q1, Q2 0.4 into 0.8, 10 raised to minus 6 into 10 raised to minus 6, 10 raised to minus 12 upon force 2 into 10 raised to minus 1. So D square is given by 9 into 2 into 8 into 10 raised to 9 plus 1 minus 2 minus 12. So it is 9 into 16, 10 raised to minus 4. So here we get the d square equal to 9 into 16 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. So d is equal to 3 into 4 into 10 raised to minus 2. So it is the 12 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter, or in other way we can say it is the 12 centimeter. So this is the distance here we are getting 12 centimeter. This is the first answer A. Second answer B. What is the force act on the second sphere due to the first sphere? In the Coulomb's law, the force exerted on the first charge due to the second charge is same as the force exerted on the second charge due to the first charge. So in the Coulomb's law we are taking F12 is equal to F21. So in this second answer we can say that the force exerted is equal to 0.2 Newton. Same. Okay, now we are taking the illustration 1.6, page number 16 in the chapter 1. In this illustration we have taken the one triangle. On the vertices of the triangle the Q charge is kept. Same value Q charge is kept on the A, B and C of the equilateral triangle. Now at the centroid Q, capital Q charge is kept at the centroid. We have taken the O as a centroid. So now here the question is what? What is the resultant force act on the capital Q charge due to all other charges? So here we are applying the superposition theorem for the electric force. In this superposition theorem, the force act on the capital Q charge is given by the force exerted by the charge at the A point and by the charge at the B point and charge by the C point. So here we are taking the vector sum of all the individual forces. Now here there are the two methods we are taking. Okay, one method we are using by the vector form and other method we are using by taking the law of parallelogram of the vector. So first of all we are taking the vector method. In this vector method the force exerted on the Q charge due to the small q charge at the A point is given by this. We can write it is as a FOA. So you can see that force exerted on the capital Q charge due to the small q charge. As both the charges are positive charge, here repulsion takes place. So the capital Q charge is moved in the opposite direction or in the downward direction. So the FOA is in the minus y direction. So we can write the FOA is given by FOA value into direction is minus y direction. In the minus y direction there is a unit vector minus j. So we can write unit vector minus j. Now the value of the FOA is given by Coulomb's law, K capital Q small q upon AO square into minus j. So here we are taking, this is the first equation, equation 1. Now another equation we are taking the FOB. This is the FOB, force exerted on the capital Q charge due to the small q charge at the B point. So FOB, again FOB. Now here force exerted on the O point due to the B point, it is in the two dimension. So we have to take the x component and the y component to express the FOB. So we can express this FOB by FOB cos theta into unit vector I plus FOB sin theta into unit vector j. Because see here FOB is in this direction, so we can take two component. Now here this angle is become theta, so this is the same angle theta. So we can write this is the FOB cos theta unit vector I, and here is the FOB sin theta into unit vector j. In the same way, we can take the third force FOC. Now FOC, it is in this direction. FOC. So it has two components, x component, y component. Here it also makes the same angle theta. So this is the angle theta. We can take this is the x component. So this x component, it is in minus x direction, and the y component is in plus y direction. In the FOB case, the x component is in plus x direction and y component is in the plus y direction. But here the direction is changed. So here the component is given by FOC cos theta into minus unit vector I plus FOC sin theta into unit vector j. Now we combined FOC plus FOB, and that resultant force is F dash. If you take the vector addition of FOC and FOB, you will get F dash, which is in the plus y direction. So now here we get F dash, that is the FOB plus FOC. You can see here the answer in the vector form. So now FOB plus FOC, we are adding these two vector FOB plus FOC. In this FOB and FOC, the FOB cos theta into unit vector I and FOC cos theta into minus unit vector I, they are having the same value and they cancel each other effect, because one is positive, other is the negative. Here the magnitude of the FOB is equal to magnitude of the FOC, and that magnitude is given by KQ small q upon BO square, or it is also same as KQ small q upon CO square. Remember here the distance from the vertices to the centroid is equal. AO is equal to BO is equal to CO. Let us take this distance as a D. So here we can write it is K capital Q small q upon D square. This distance is taken as the D. So now FOB plus FOC, here these two values are cancelled and we get this FOB sin theta j plus FOC sin theta j. As FOB and FOC are same, we can write it is 2 times. So 2 times FOB sin theta into unit vector j. Now here what is the sin theta? As this is the equilateral triangle, so here this total angle we are taking as a 60 degree. Okay, the total angle here is the 60 degree. This is also 60 degree. Here BO bisect this angle ABC. So the theta is given by 30 degree, half of the 60 degree. So here we can write the 2 into FOB K capital Q small q upon d square into sine theta sine 30. Now sine 30 is given by 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into unit vector j. So here 2 cancel and we get the f dash, that is the K capital Q small q upon d square into unit vector j. So now this is the second equation. Now what is the first equation? KQQ upon AO square into minus j. So KQQ upon AO square, AO is equal to D. So here we can write this is the D square. So now the resultant force act on the O point is given by FO is FOA plus F dash. Now FOA and F dash, they are opposite to each other and equal in magnitude. So we can write it is like this: KQQ upon D square minus J plus KQQ upon D square into plus J. So they cancel each other and the answer is become 0. So this is the answer, that resultant force act on the capital Q charge at the centroid is 0. This is the first method. Okay, this is first method. As this first method contain component of the vector, so it become quite long method. But we can also use the another second method, which is very easy method, and that we are using the law of parallelogram of the vector. Now let us take law of parallelogram of the vector in the second method. Now we are taking the second method. In this second method, the angle formed at the centroid is equal to 120 degree. Here we can take, this is FOC, here is the FOB, this is the O point, centroid. So here we are taking, this is the 30 degree, this is also 30 degree. This theta is equal to 30 degree. So this angle O is now become 120 degree. 120 plus 30 plus 30, that is the 180 degree. So the total angle of the triangle is 180 degree. So this angle is also 120 degree. So in this, here we are taking the law of parallelogram between these two vector. Here we get the F dash in the upward direction. So F dash is given by under root FOC square plus FOB square plus 2 FOC FOB cos 120 degree. So f dash is given by 2 times FOB square plus 2 FOB square cos 120. What is the cos 120 degree? Cos 120 degree is cos 180 minus 60 degree. So it is, we can write cos pi minus pi by 3. Cos pi minus pi by 3. So it is comes in the second interval. In the second interval, cos is negative. So we can write it is the minus cos pi by 3, or it is the minus cos 60 degree. Minus cos 60 degree is equal to minus 1 by 2. So here we can write the 2 FOB square into minus 1 by 2. So it is equal to under root 2 FOB square minus FOB square. So f dash is equal to FOB square and its under root. So it is a FOB. And it is in, this is the value. We can say that it is the magnitude. It is magnitude f dash, and it is in the plus y direction. The FOA is in minus y direction. So now FOA and f dash, they are having the same value and they are opposite in direction. So the resultant force at the O point is become 0. So this is the second method. We can also use this easy method in the exam. Here I have given these two methods on the page. You can refer this method. Okay, thank you.